Top Originator Mastermind with Brian Sachs, where top originators come to close more, make more, and still enjoy life.
Hi, my name is Brian Sachs, and I'm the founder of the Top Originator Mastermind, the creator of the Boomerang Expert, Renters into Loans, and the LO Unfair Edge Systems, and the host of the Top Originator Secret Show on the Mortgage News Network. Welcome to video number 3 in the series entitled How Top Originators Close More Loans, Make More Money, and finally have time to enjoy life. But maybe more importantly is accomplishing this consistently while having buyers and realtors chasing you. Now, isn't that better than begging? In this video, I'm going to outline the exact blueprint for being immediately seen as the obvious expert, so buyers and agents start chasing you. This doesn't have to be a dream. It will very soon become your reality. So if you've ever been confused about how all the pieces of closing more loans, making more money, and enjoying your life as a top originator fit together, and more importantly, what goes into producing a massive success as a top originator, well, this video is just for you. So if you're a new originator, but you aren't closing the amount of loans each month that you need, or you're a seasoned originator who wants to take it to the next level, or even one who has just come back into the business that isn't closing the amount of deals you know you should be and actually need to each month, and you're just tired of begging and hoping, well, you're going to discover why top originators like you and me can finally have a predictable and consistent income without begging or paying bogus co-marketing or desk rental fees, and why it's critical that you focus on this right now. In video number 1 in this series, we talked about the Top Originator Success System and secrets for finally closing more loans, making more money, and still having time to enjoy life. I shared how this is going to immediately help you grow your production and enjoy originating again. So if you haven't seen that video, go back and watch it now, and then come back to this one. In video 2, we built on what we discussed by sharing the number 1 thing you must master if you want to be a top originator in this industry. And I realize this is an entirely new way of thinking about originating, so I really hope you paid close attention to it. I also shared the actual proven 3-step formula. Now, when you know how to do this, you'll never have to worry about begging and hoping or chasing. The goal is for you to break free. You be free of wondering where your next deal is coming from, or if an agent's going to be loyal to you or not, and get you on track towards consistent and predictable production so that you finally get rid of that nagging feeling you all have sometimes in the pit of our stomachs at the start of every new month. We have a lot to cover today, so I want you to be sure that you have some paper and a pen ready. Shut off your phone, shut off everything. I promise you this will be worthwhile. Take notes and follow along. If you haven't seen the other videos, go back and watch them now, and then come back to this one. Today I'm going to build on what we discovered by giving you the complete blueprint for being seen as the obvious go-to expert in your market. By the end of the video, you will have so much clarity about positioning and how everything fits together. And I'm also going to share with you how to do this even if your marketing budget is 0. And when you see this, you'll never have to worry about being taken advantage again with all the new shiny objects and lead programs being sold to us by so many of the fake gurus. The goal is to break you free of being seen as just another lender, or as I prefer to call it, another head of lettuce, that head of lettuce syndrome that we covered in the previous video. And I want to get you back on track to being seen as the obvious go-to expert so that you never have to worry about dealing with unloyal agents, with rate shoppers, or worrying about chasing business. Now you will finally get the respect you've wanted and the respect that you deserve. And business will start chasing you. We have a lot to cover today. Be sure you have some paper and a pen ready. Shut off all your distractions. Make sure you take notes and follow along. Anytime you're trying to position yourself as the go-to expert, it can be hard because in the beginning, everything is new. It's not easy. And even if you do have experience with shameless self-promotion and PR, you're always looking for the 80-20, right? You don't want to waste time, so you don't want the 20% that's going to produce 80% of the results. That's exactly why the Top Originator Mastermind Success Plan is going to save you so much time. You're going to have the exact blueprint for getting all the publicity that you deserve, free publicity. And best of all, this works 100 times better than advertising, and it's something every originator can immediately use to grow your production, again, even if you have a marketing budget of zero. With that said, I do need to warn you. When you see these little known yet powerful strategies, you will be tempted to jump around. Please don't. I wanted to provide you the complete overview, but it's important that you and I cover that 20% that we talked about earlier. So although the blueprint will give you the higher level view, I want to encourage you to stay with me here because I'll walk you through the 20% that will produce 80% of your results. So let's jump right in and talk about shameless self-promotion, being seen as the expert instead of just another commodity loan officer or the head of lettuce. We could use radio. There are two ways to use radio. You can actually have your own radio show, believe it or not, or you could be a guest on someone else's radio show. You could go on TV as an expert. You can write articles, and you actually can have articles written about you. But you need to keep these two things in mind. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And, I barely graduated high school, folks, so, I have no special abilities here. You may probably have a better resume than I do. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man or woman is king or queen. And the reality is we just need to know enough. No one can ever know everything. So get these myths out of your brain. You want to use each relationship to leverage the next. Start out with a small newspaper. Then go to a larger one. Go on the radio as a guest. Then get your own radio show. Go on TV. These systems work. You see this photo? This photo literally should be something each and every one of you is able to do. And you could be on NBC, CBS, and ABC simply, you want a secret? Just by posting on their website. Well, now you were seen on ABC, weren't you? So, Facebook, you need to have a presence on Facebook. I know many of us don't know how to use Facebook. Forget about buying ads on Facebook. At a minimum, you need a presence on there. You need your own YouTube channel. And I'm always told to have a face for radio. LinkedIn has now actually put something into effect where service providers can get leads from LinkedIn. So someone looking for a mortgage could go on LinkedIn to look for a service provider. And look, I'm going to tell you, this is absolutely the truth. You know it yourself. LinkedIn, Facebook, all of the YouTube, all of these profiles push you up higher on Google when people are searching. People want to work with an expert. They want to know that they're working with someone legitimate. So this is all critical, as are your reviews. Let everyone know about you. Let everyone know you're the expert. This is a radio show. This is my book. This is TV. And look at that face. You know it's a face for radio. Here's another big tip for you. No one believes anything you say, but they do believe what others say about you, especially online. So here are the myths that may be stopping you. I can't do this. I don't know how. I don't believe it'll work. I don't believe you. I'm scared. I can't afford it. How can you not afford it? It doesn't cost anything but a little bit of time. So get over yourself. Come on now. How to use free publicity to be seen as the obvious expert in your area. The media wants a hook, so pay attention here. They just want a hook. They want a good story. And the good news in our industry is things are always changing, aren't they? It cannot be about you. It has to be about it, but it automatically positions you as the expert. They need to know you're reputable. I found it easier to call them than fax them or email them. Start with your local paper and move up from there. Start with that very small, maybe just your neighborhood paper or your local in-town paper. These publications and all media, they are looking for a story. They are always looking. Be a resource when there are changes in the industry. Anytime loan amounts change, rates change, new programs come out, call them. Be a resource. Put these people in a newsletter list or some sort of online CRM and always stay in touch with them. Write articles for them that their readers want to know about. You don't want to write? Well, hey, here are some resources that can write it for you, and you can touch it up. Fiverr.com, you could have an article written for $5. Now, sometimes you may get what you pay for there. Elance, look for PLR sites. That's public domain properties. As an example, we give a HUD booklet for every loan that we originate, don't we? Well, why don't you swipe some of the information in there and repackage it? Here is another resource, Harrow. Help a reporter out. Go to Harrow and list yourself there as a resource so that reporters can know about you, so they can call you. E-zine articles, you can post that on the internet. And actually have it appear in Google searches. PR Newswire helps get your article out to all the media outlets. So again, you're welcome to use articles. Always make sure you use a resource box at the end so people can reach you. Tell them whatever action you want them to take. Mine says Brian Sachs, national mortgage expert with over 25 years of experience. He's helped over 5,800 clients become homeowners. I think you're getting the idea, right? So you have to prepare your resume. You have to always let people know how to get in touch with you. Very, very critical. And I always send them for a free report. For any of you that are members of the Renters into Loans program, you know that I'm putting my contact information in there and I'm sending them to get a free report. I'd rather have them go through that process than actually call me. Let's talk about radio shows for a minute. You know, if you listen, and this is not a political statement, but if you listen to any of the stations that has Rush Limbaugh or Sean Hannity, those are talk radio stations. There's also talk radio sports networks. And, you know, that you can actually buy a chunk of time, get some sponsors, and have your own radio show. Or you could be a guest on somebody else's radio show. And maybe you're saying, I don't know what to say. Well, if someone asks you a question and you don't know the answer, this is a great opportunity to get your number out. So I will say, hey, Joe, that's a great question. Unfortunately, we don't have the time to cover it in depth in this segment, so call me off the air at 410-123-456, and I'll be happy to answer it in great detail for you. So never be afraid. Again, great face for radio I have, but imagine putting this on your website. Imagine putting CBS Studios on your webpage or on a flyer you hand out. Do you see the power? This is me on NBC. I've been on ABC. You can do all this. Heck, I barely graduated high school. Folks, I'm no rocket scientist here. But I'm giving you a really, really big shortcut. Can't get on NBC? Go to your local MPT program. Well, that's Maryland Public Television, but whatever your public TV station is, they're always looking for content. It gives you instant credibility, and it also gives you leads. You are now on their website. I want you to keep something in mind here, okay? Again, I know you all have that nagging little voice in the back of your brain that's saying, oh, I can't do this. You know, well, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. I barely graduated high school. I took the title of National Expert on Working with Boomerang Buyers. You know why? Because it was open and no one claimed it. So I took it. So look, let's do a quick review, okay? You now have an exact blueprint of how to instantly use free PR and shameless self-promotion to position yourself as the obvious go-to expert in your market. And best of all, it's free. Isn't it easier seeing how everything fits? And most importantly, isn't it easier knowing what is most important for you to focus on right now, regardless of where you are in your loan officer success journey? Do you see how this clarity is going to help you go from struggling originator suffering from the head of lettuce syndrome to top originator status easier and faster? Look, I want you to take action before we go today. I want you to leave a comment right below this video and tell me something specific about this video that you learned or a question you have. Let me know by leaving it right below. And if you found this video useful, share it on Facebook, Twitter, or send it as an email to a friend. Send them over to toporiginatormastermind.com/video. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to implement what you learned today easier and faster. If you're a new originator, this is going to give you the exact track to run on to get to top originator status. If you're a seasoned pro, then we're going to discuss specific steps you can take right now to amplify all the good you have and identify a few things that are likely holding you back from getting consistent production numbers. And speaking of consistent production numbers, we've been hearing from a number of people who've had questions at the Top Originator Mastermind, and I'd love to see your questions and comments in there. In the next video, we're going to talk more about the program and how you can enroll. The way it works is that I open up membership for a very, very brief, limited time. I open it for maybe a few days to a week, and then we're going to close it down and work on the members who are serious. And that's why the next video is going to be all about moving forward. So if you're interested in moving forward and you want more details about the program, I'm going to be laying it all out in the next video. But for right now, I want to leave you with this. See, the truth is that we all need guidance from seasoned pros with tactics that actually work and aren't theory. And you need to be careful who you listen to, since there are so many in our industry who are fake gurus who either never originated or did so many years ago. So take what you've discovered so far and use it. It works, but it won't implement itself. You actually have to do it. I struggled for 15 years of my 32 years in this business, begging and being a rate sheet and donut hander-outer and hoping. And I want better for you, which is the whole reason I've shared and put the Top Originator Mastermind together. For you, my fellow originators who are dedicated to closing more loans, making more money, and having the ability and the income to finally enjoy life. So I'll see you